Well, I'm part two. Oh well, I'm not redoing it, so I'm gonna put y'all like right here, I guess. Should be able to still see the counter. Fuck. Okay. Cool. Alright. Sorry, it's the same outfit from the last time I was like doing a cooking thing. I think I made vinaigrette or something, and I was wearing the same outfit. Oh well, yeah, this is just flour. Washed ice cube tray. Okay. Got some flowers from the yard. And there. Okay. Okay, now I got me some basil still on this sheet. I'm going to be putting this and boiling it in a little bit. Right now, I got the meatballs in the microwave. We got about a minute left. I'm going to chop up this basil. We're going to do this prep work all on the video because everybody was all like, you don't show like you doing it or whatever. So, showing you how I'm doing it. Okay, I picked stuff from the garden, like some celery leaf, because I'll be using that in the stuffing as well. Some parsley. Not like a whole lot, but just enough to flavor it. And I got some green onions. So those green onions will be all used in there as well, because I like the taste of green onion. And it's awesome inside the noodle. I'm not going to be using regular onions. That's why I'm using green onions. Oh, that'll be the microwave for that. So that's good. And like I said, I'm using like ugly guard petals. Like, can you see like the black that's on the leaf? Nothing wrong with it. It's not buggies or anything. It's just natural, like wear and tear on the first couple leaves that grow on the plant. Always look the ugliest because it's splashed by the dirt. So this is like what I'm gonna do with the ugly leaves, where you still have that taste factor and it still works. Still getting green onions out of here. Like, I use all the green onions, even to the leeks and shallots and whatever. I like to use all of it. There's nothing wrong with eating them onions. And then there's basil, or not basil, but well, there is basil in here, but that was parsley. It's parsley. Parsley. The reason why I have a second part to this video instead of making it as one, neighbors are out in the backyard and they're kind of like never like act like they never had a pool before, so they're like really loud and obnoxious. I don't feel like trying to overpower talking, like, because they want to splash around. It's hot outside. They're enjoying their yard. They were out there first, basically, so why am I going to intrude? You know, like, if I was recording first, I would have asked them to shut up a little bit, but due to the fact that, you know, like, they were out there first, and the magnitude of the situation, like I said, they act like they never had a pool before. They're all screaming and acting obnoxious. I don't want to listen to all that, so I'm inside cooking today. Instead of being a Karen in your neighborhood, just turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one likes an asshole. Okay, so here we go. And so, like, that's that. And now I'm going to boil in a small pot the basil. Now, it doesn't need a lot of water to boil this. Now, excuse me for just a moment. I'm going to pause this because the cats are being a nuisance and I need a water gun. Okay, sorry about that. You know, I had to get the water gun. Every time I'm in the kitchen, the cats think that I'm going to feed them or something. Like, it's ridiculous. So anyway, I got this boiling. It's been turned on. It's just now starting to get to a simmer. Now, the veins of these don't really work. Like, that always seems to not boil like the spinach. So I'm going to get like a little shit container. And then I'm going to like devein these like I would do like the, what do you call it? Swiss chard. There we go. Had a brain fart. I only had 1 cup of coffee today. Sorry, I'm all in raw form today. But like I said, just peeling the vein away, like this little stick or whatever, from picking it. And at the same time, I'm looking for like imperfections, sliminess. Definitely stuff like these yellow leaves. I don't want that. So that's what's going on. And this is my poor quality basil. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to use it. It looks ugly or whatever. It's got holes in it or whatever. Beggars can't be choosy. This is how your garden was. This is a no waste recipe. Like, you could save all these and through the whole year, and you could like freeze it and then go back to it to make this recipe. Like, no one says that you have to do it right away with a little bit, but I'm growing a whole row of these, so I'm able to splurge a little bit and pick a lot of leaves. It may dye the color a little green. I've made spinach pasta or gnocchis. I've made with spinach, and that was actually quite well. It was really good. It was very well. But like I said, I'm getting rid of these veins in the basil. This takes like a little bit. Let's see if I can work that gay shit, like that magic shit where they all snap their fingers and they go all back. Okay, and now I got all the rest of the basil. It's in this pot. I'm going to show y'all like what it looks like. Like it's just boiling in a pot. Okay, I'm going to swish it around with a stick and stuff. Okay, and you should be able to see me here. Oh, I moved this so you can see that. On the stove. Just need a spoon or something. Swooshing this around. You would want it to be at a hard boil, which it is. This is going to want to be turned to mush. And you're saving that water because you're using it to put it as it's cold back into the noodles. So none of this is going to be actually wasted. And I still got to chop up, make the filling. I haven't done that yet either. So I nuked my meatballs. They are now ready to be chopped. I have a meat chopper bobber thingamabobber. I just don't know where it is. Okay. One of these gadgets. If y'all got one of these things, you should get one of these. This is an awesome thing. And I'm going to chop up these meatballs into smaller pieces. While that's boiling. And now I'm going to add in, this is like salad bacon bits. Like, I'm just lazy, don't want to cook bacon. So I put in like a healthy little portion of those. Well, what the hell? We like bacon. It was about half a cup in here. Now, I want some cheese in this. This is almost done. There's no regular cheese. Okay. No cheese, so we're not going to be able to put cheese in here. I could put some cream cheese in this. That would actually taste pretty good, especially with some garlic. Let me check to see if these are done. Okay, I'm going to turn this up. I normally would not turn this off so quickly, but being that I got an electric stove, this will continue to boil for the remainder of the time that's needed. Like it's in. But if you have gas, you just would move it to the side and then watch it. For the filling, I'm going to put the herbs in there. So right now I'm chopping the fresh parsley. So take a knife. Okay. And I'm going to chop up the parsley. Not necessarily as worried about these ends of these stems, but as I get to that, I'll just discard it. And just a nice, thin, small chopped mince of parsley. Now, this is celery from the yard. I am just using some celery leaf. Probably won't even use all of this because it's so potent, but for the most part, and don't be scared that like all you wasted it because you're not going to be able to use it, or whatever. People get anxiety. Like, I don't understand that shit. Dry these and then use it in a shaker. Save your old like spices and shit. Dry them and put them in there, and then shake them in while you're cooking and shit. Like, save not, want not. Like, there's no waste in a real garden. It's just ignorance. So do it like that, and you don't have any issues. Like, and you can use it all winter long, and there's no waste. You can even freeze it, and the cells will break in it, and it will be easier to add into things because you can drain the water, control the consistency of the whatever you're making. Okay, that's just the leaf now of the celery. Now I'm going to go into the green onions. I like green onions in a lot of things, so I'm chopping a little bit more than I would be putting in here, and I'm putting it in a container for like something else. Like when I make eggs in the morning and stuff, I like green onions and stuff. So that's why I have so many green onions, because I'm just doing like a handful in here. Okay. You can also use this as a garnish after you're all done, but we're not. But you could, like, if you want to be all fancy. We're not that fancy. Not everything needs to be, like, super pretty. I'm all about the taste versus what it looks like. That's why I'm making it like this. Okay, and then, like I said, I'm going to mix this around. Now, I do have some Kraft cheese slices. I could put that in this and it would be sufficient. Like, it would work. And, like, continue to be, like, to bind it all. I could put an egg in this to make it work. So there's, like, a lot I can do for the filling, which I'm probably going to put an egg in. So, 1 egg should do ya. I like cracking it into a glass because I'm funny when it comes to breaking eggs. Like, I always have an issue. Mind you, I only have like one working eye, and I don't even see completely in that one. So I am legally blind, but doing this kind of blindly anyway. But this way, with the way my vision works with my body, I can see if I have any shells in this. Which there's no shells. Cool. So, 1 egg. And then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I'm also going to add real fresh garlic too. A little bit of onion powder. But I don't want onion powder because it's like got all the green onions in there. And I'm going to add a little bit more garlic. That was about maybe 2 teaspoons. And now I'm going to add some regular raw garlic. Sorry, it took me a minute to look for it. This is a teaspoon. 1 tablespoon, 15 mi or whatever. That's one little heaping. We like garlic in this house. Okay, so got some raw garlic in there. How can you not go wrong with basil and raw garlic? Anyway, okay, we're gonna mix this around. That is the filling. It smells really good. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna wash these and be right back. Let's do that gay shit again. Okay, and we're back. And I now have a bowl. I've been eating the leftover celery. But it's just a glass bowl, a colander. Taking the it's not spinach now, it's basil. You could use that tea and make butter, infused butter. You could also use the spinach water, or in this case, the sage, or not sage, but the basil water, in different various things. But I'm using it for the noodles. I'm going to leave this all on top of here, let it cool. Like I said, this is going to drain. And that's what that's going to do. Can't make the noodles just yet, but I'm leaving some eggs out, so I can still do that. This is gonna need to chill, so I'm gonna pause you guys until this is kind of getting together. I'm gonna be using 3 cups of flour, and then the ratio with eggs into that is gonna be varies because of the moisture that's gonna be with this basil. So here we go. I'll see you all in a little bit. Okay, so we're back for the moment. This is cooled off now, and now at the very end, I don't know if you can see it, maybe I have to move some stuff, but I got a blender at the end here. So you should be able to see this now. He's back here. Now you have a straight shot. Okay, the blender's at the very end. Okay, so I'm putting the spinach or Swiss chard, but in this case it's basil. Okay, and you could do any other kinds of greens. You could do this with carrots. You could do this with beets. You just gotta puree that shit. So I'm not adding a lot of this water, but I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't know, probably there, so I see some milliliters. It's half of the water that I put in there, and it's measuring 4 cups. Perfect. So how about all you Karens that need measurements? So there we go. And because I cook without measuring, I just I'm a Dago, it's in me, and we just cook it like that. So there we go. And now it's gonna get really fucking noisy. I'm gonna turn this on. Fucking flies. Now, I'm going to add some oil and stuff to this as well. Give me a moment. Okay, so I didn't do that faggy shit with the pausing and snap my fingers. I think that's so whatever, whatever. I'm just going to be real and just talk the way I do. If y'all don't like me, unsubscribe, whatever. But I'm scraping this all down. This is the basil with that water. Okay. And I don't own any rights to the music. That's the Alexa playing. So don't be reporting that either. Here is the olive oil. Just gonna put a little bit in there. You know, not a whole hell of a lot, just to put some in there, like an ounce. You know, like very little. And then I'm gonna do another pulse. And that's done. So what I'm gonna do with that is I got like these Pyrex things. Like if you don't have one of these, use a glass, whatever. Improvise, you know, like whatever. And this is the basil. It's all blended to like bird poop. It looks like The Exorcist throws up, but it's all like this, like olive green. But it's gonna smell so good when it's cooked into the pasta. I think this is the basil. Especially if you like pesto, you'll like this. So, and it's not a whole hell of a lot of basil either, but it is enough, and it's 2/3 of a cup. Okay. And let me wash the dishes real quick. Be right back. And the Rancy's home, and you know what? I'm not stopping for him, so whatever. Okay, so I dried a bowl, and we're pausing because it's all about him. One moment. Okay, now I'm officially back. Gonna do the stuff going on. This ladle is like roughly like a cup of flour. But like 4 scoops like tends to be like a full 3 cups. But if you're wanting to measure it completely like out. 2. Because you can always add more flour if you need to. I'm gonna see Rancy in the flour here because it's on his attention whore, so whatever. So. That's done. We're gonna crack some eggs. I'm gonna pause it for a moment to do the eggs and all this. Okay, so here is the 4 eggs. Okay. And this is that gook that we used. One moment. Okay, so this is the green gook. And now I'm going to mix this until it's a dough. Okay, so now I fast forward a little bit of time. I'm on my last little ravioli. So how I'm doing is I roll out the dough, take some water, drip it on the outside edge, okay, coat them because they're a little dry. And I'm probably going to make one just giant one with this because it's the leftover of the filling. And you just fold it over. And you keep like merging it to the center. And then you tuck in the middle while you're pulling it to be sealed. And I just do like a little mohawk seal on a ball. Whoop, and that's how I do it. So that's it. Sorry that it's a little foggy or whatever. It's just how YouTube does me. So, but that is how I do it. And you boil them until they float. And then they're done. And then I'll show you the finished product when it's all done.